Hey, what's up everybody, Nexel here. Today we are playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, and I will be talking about and going through the second anniversary challenge event, which I really don't like. I think it's like a huge waste of time, and as we go through the quest, it'll be more and more apparent why it's a waste of time. Alright, so anyways, this is part of our second anniversary, which is next week, and I am super excited to see what they're going to drop. But this event itself is going to give you 1,120 jewels if you complete all the objectives across 28 stages. So that's 40 jewels per stage, which is kind of on the light side for quests, and considering how much effort can go into each quest itself, like, it might not really be worth your time to just do all the hard work. Luckily, you get 14 days to do this, and that is plenty of time considering that each quest, if you know where you're going, takes roughly about like a minute or two. So this is going to be a guide so that you guys can just pretty much zip right through it, not need to wander, and just get what you need to do. So you're going to travel through the world, and then you're going to follow the hints that they give you right at the beginning to find the Golden Tricloma. You're going to defeat the Golden Tricloma, come back and defeat the Shadow Heartless, and then you're going to get your total of 40 jewels for that one quest. So, there's a few things I want to say before we get started here. So the first thing is that you can actually just defeat the Shadow Heartless, and then you'll get the first and the last objective, and that's going to be 30 jewels. So I already did it for this one just to test it. Let me show you what I mean on the second one here. So that's my first piece of advice, is that if you are tight on time, then just go straight for the Shadow. Don't really think about it too much, because you're still going to get 30 out of the 40 jewels, and you're going to end up with 840 jewels versus the 1,120 jewels, but you would have saved a lot, and I mean a lot of extra time. That could be going to pretty much something else entirely. It could be like an hour of sleep. It could be an hour of raiding. So I really feel like there's a lot of better things to do than find that Golden Tricloma, to be honest. Alright, so as you can see, I completed the first and second objective, and it is going to spit out 30 jewels altogether between those two objectives. Okay, so you can do that for all 28 quests, and again, you'd still end up with 840 and a lot of save time. Alright, now we will actually start going through the quests. I think that's all I really wanted to talk about, and then we'll just go through the quests. So, let's go ahead and get started with our first one. So this is the hint. It is going to be pretty much a pole with the like the shade is important, the gears are important, and if you're super familiar with the maps in Union Cross, you won't have too much of a hard time finding where all these things are. But if you are having a hard time because you're new, or you never really paid attention because the game pretty much told you where to go, this is going to be a guide telling you where to go. So I will be talking, and I will also be going to the Golden Tricloma locations at the same time. Oh my gosh, what is this? Stop it. This is always the worst part. This part here, where I'm just trying to oh gosh. There we go. Okay, we finally got it. So you head up top, so to the right, and then you go down the stairs in that area. You're going to go down the stairs, hit up the sewers, and then you're going to follow the pathway all the way to the right, pretty much. So you're going to go all the way to the right, and then somewhere down the line, you're going to hit a roadblock. You're going to hit stairs and a roadblock. So we keep going right. All right, so we should hit our roadblock right after the shade area. So there are the stairs, and you can no longer progress right. Then you're going to go up the stairs, and then proceed to go to the right again. You keep going to the right, and then you're going to end up here in this gear area. Now, the enemy you're looking for is on the top, right there. So there's the first Golden Tricloma, and that is going to complete our second objective. So we're going to go back down here, and then we're going to follow that pathway all the way back. So we're going to take a left here. We are going to go down the stairs, go to the left again, keep going left, And pretty much we're just following the target cursor at this point, because it'll lead you back to where the shadow is, so that you don't need to do all the extra work of like trying to memorize the backward steps. So just memorize the forward steps and then just follow the target cursor back. So we're gonna keep going back. And see, I hope this is kind of showing y'all that it's sort of not worth the time to do all this extra work, especially if you're new and you don't know the maps as well, because then you just end up wasting your time going to random parts of the stage. Because for this event, they made almost all areas of the map accessible, so you can get lost just by picking the wrong pathway. Like there were four total doors in this plaza right here, and if you went to almost any of the other ones, you would end up at the wrong spot. This map's a little bit tricky because the way this map works is that the sewer system actually kind of loops in a weird way, where I believe you can also take the bottom left pathway and still end up at the right spot. You just have to follow different directions than what I just gave you. Alright, so we move on to our second quest, and this is going to be at the Dwarf Woodlands. So every quest is pretty much going to follow the I believe it's 7 total worlds that have been released, and you're going to do that 4 total times. Alright, so our hint this time is going to be a flower in a field, meaning that it's not going to be in like the Dark Woods, it's not going to be in our cottage here. So we just had the King Triton High Score Challenge, so hopefully this is a little fresh in everyone's minds. What we're going to do is we're going to go down here. We're going to loop all the way around. So we're going to skip that. We're going to skip that exit. Go down here. And it is the flower on the left. There it is. So there's the golden trichloma for this stage. And then, again, just follow the target cursor back, and it'll take you exactly to where you need to be. So we keep going back. Again, we looped around here. And boom. Alright, second quest done. See, so that's the general format. You're going to get the hint, and then you're going to have to pretty much scramble to find where you're going. And yeah. So hopefully this guide is going to help you guys just zip past through this, get your free jewels, and then not have to worry about actually looking for the golden trichloma. A part of me was kind of trying to rationalize how this could be fun, or what ways you can make this interesting, but really, I don't think it's fun, and I really don't think it's interesting, because it's kind of like Where's Waldo, except Waldo becomes invisible, and you only get to look at this hint once. So that's kind of annoying that you can only look at the hint once, because then if you ever wanted to look at it again, you'd either have to watch this video and pause at the right spots, or you'd just have to straight up memorize it, or you'd have to quit the mission and then look at it again. So all I did for this one, I just went to the top left area and then found it right here, right next to this doorway where these little pots and pans are. And then we just head back and take out that shadow. So that was a really simple one. This is one of the more simpler ones, because there was only pretty much one direction you had to follow. Daybreak Town is easily the most annoying out of all of these, because there's so many areas to that one. Alright, so that is the third one down. Not too difficult for that one. But yeah, I really didn't like this event. It was like a huge waste of time. Especially since, you know, if you don't have a guide, you kind of have the potential to get lost and waste more time that way, which is super annoying because you don't really gain anything. Like, it's not like you're gaining experience. It's not like you're gonna, like, draw a map. So you're pretty much, I don't know, I feel like for practicality, all you're gonna be doing is just scrambling until you find what you're looking for. Alright, so this is a pretty obvious one. It is the Tea Party location in the Alice in Wonderland world, and luckily for us, this is a super easy one as well. Like, just like the Agrabah one, we only have to go in one direction here, and that is going to be this way. And there it is. Voila, guys, just right at the top of the table there. And that is going to be our hidden golden trichloma for this area here. Then we just head back to the main area and then take out the Shadow Heartless, and there's our 40 jewels. So again, this was like a super easy one. There are beginner, intermediate, advanced, and expert stages, I believe. Or maybe it was I think it's beginner, intermediate, expert, and legendary. I think that was the 4 stages when I was doing it on my free-to-play account. So the beginner ones are, again, not super hard. It was just, I feel like they're just meant to give you kind of a grasp of what's going on. Alright, so that's that. Let's go ahead and move on to our 5th stage, which is going to be the Olympus Coliseum. Luckily, this one is honestly super easy. Like, there's really only one place it could be. And when you look at it, it's the floor tiling for the Coliseum itself. So luckily, this one wasn't too hard. There weren't a lot of tricks to it. So we just run in here to the right, and of course it's right in front of us. There's only one Coliseum floor. It's not like the challenges where it's like you run into the Coliseum and then you run back out and then you run in again. No, it's just one area and that's it. So just a general hint, I should have actually said this at the beginning of the video. Just a general hint is that if you hear the spawning noise, so if you turn up your volume all the way and you're listening while you play the game, you can hear the spawning noise of the golden trichloma, and that kind of lets you know you're in the right area. So that's the way I've been using to make sure I defeat all the enemies in one turn, is waiting until I heard that, just that little like whooshing noise that shows, or that you can hear when you enter an area and enemies spawn. So that's what you can use just to make sure you're entering the right area if you don't want to follow this guide. I should have said that at the beginning because we are already on quest number 6, and that's the piece of advice I drop. But yes, you can just hear the noise, and then that's when you know you're in the right area. Alright, this one's super easy. It's kind of almost insulting to an extent. So it's a table. We are in a dark room that has tiles for the flooring, and then there's like a little tiny, like, maybe it's not really tiny, but there's like a lion kind of piece of furniture in the back, and it's kind of insulting because it's actually right at the top of the map. It's right there. So it's literally in the same room. You didn't even have to move. And then we go a little bit down here, and then we just take out the shadow. So that one, I thought it was kind of funny. I was like, really? You're gonna like put it in the same room? Like, it's literally right above the target enemy. But yeah. So that one, super easy. So the last 4 have been a pretty easy breeze by. But they start to get a little more difficult. But with my help, I got you guys. I will get you through this super quickly so that you don't have to spend all the time. So see, even with the guide, I'm clocking out at about 10 minutes doing this. So we are on quest number 7. This is the most annoying stage. The Sleeping Beauty stage, or Sleeping Beauty, Cinderella. I'm like really tired. It's like 4 in the morning right now. The Cinderella stage is super annoying because they keep putting it at like the furthest possible location. So this is our little clue here. We've got the tiles on the floor as well as some sort of red carpet. And the reason the Cinderella ones are annoying is because, let's see, take a look at this. We're going to go all the way here, all the way down, and then of course there's like 100 track miles we got to do just to get to where we need to be. So I don't know if you guys know this, but it's something I learned in school that a lot of health professionals think you should get 150 minutes of exercise per week. And I gotta tell you, your Kingdom Hearts Union Cross avatar is gonna be getting pretty much at least half of that trying to do these 2nd anniversary quests. I mean, look at all this running. This is just like obnoxious almost. Like, what is the point of making like all these characters just do all this running, make all these players just kind of hold left on their screen just so that they could run through the stage? So we are running, there's just a lot of running going on, and this is another reason that it's super annoying, is because like you're just running, like you're literally running almost the whole entire time. You're not even fighting anything, you're just running. And that's another reason I really didn't like this quest, is just it feels like a waste of time. It feels like you're not doing anything, you're just running. Alright, there it is. There's our golden trichloma. It is in the ballroom, which is the 2nd farthest area from our starting point. So we just go back and we finish our lap, our track mile lap. And we run through here, we run through the garden. My phone's about to die, so let's go ahead and grab the charger, because my phone just dimmed. Alright, charger's in. Cool. And we'll keep running, we will keep running. I kind of wish I had like supersonic speed right now just to run through this. Running, and we're gonna run back. So see, this is like really the biggest reason why I hated these quests, is because you're just running. You're running, and if you don't know where you're going, you're also searching. So it's like, oh my gosh, like, why would they design something like this? This is almost borderline like sadistic to players, like just making them go through all of this. I was actually talking about it with a friend recently, and the reason that we kind of think that they have these kind of long, obnoxious quests that don't have much content to them, that give you like very little reward, is because we think that the game gains popularity the more people are playing it. So it bumps up on like Google Play, it bumps up on the App Store, on like let's just say it's like most played RPG or something like that. So it bumps up those ranks the more people dedicate time to playing the game, which makes sense. And this quest definitely fills that objective of making players spend a lot of time here, because again, with the guide, we are still roughly at about 14 minutes just playing. Just playing with like very little reward. I mean, we've done 7 and we've gotten like 40 jewels per, so like 280 jewels. I don't know, that's kind of a stretch to say that this is like super worth the time investment. So really, I would just tell some people, you know, if you don't want to dedicate the time, just do what I said earlier on in the video. Just take out the shadow and don't even worry about like finding that golden trichloma, because even just running takes up a bunch of time. Alright, so we're back in Daybreak Town. These are obviously the roofs that are at the top of the houses. Yes, roofs are on tops of houses. So let's go ahead. I'll show you guys where to go. So what we're going to do first is we're going to hit up the top middle door, so right above the fountain, and then we are going to go all the way up the stairs. We're going to go up the second flight of stairs, and then it's going to be on the second house. So 1, 2, there it is. Cool. See that? Not too bad, because I feel like the roofs were easily identifiable. There's really no way you could confuse them with a lot of the other parts of this stage particularly. So it was really just a matter of making sure you knew which door led to the roofs. Oh geez, what happened? Okay, so we're gonna scoop around, take out our shadow, and then we are good. And that completes quest number 8 of 28. 8 of 28. This is just savagery. Like, oh my gosh. Players are going to have to go through so much work just to get that extra 280 jewels. Alright, so we actually moved on to our intermediate stages, which is kind of cool. We finally, you know, skipped the beginner stages. Alright, so we finished Daybreak Town. Let's move on to the Dwarf Woodlands. And we are going to go... So this one's kind of tricky-ish. So there's some mushrooms, there's some wood there, and in this stage, you know, wood usually represents like bridges. So we're looking for a bridge with some grass and some rocks. So we're going to go left here, we're going to exit, and then we are going to go up. And it is going to be the wood bridge that is south of the mine entrance. So we're going to go here, here, and there. Alright, super easy, not too bad. Hopefully, like, you guys are able to do this concurrently while I'm doing it. That way, you know, you're not wasting time and you're also being where you need to be. Alright, there we go. We take out the shadow and we collect our 40 jewels for the stage. So where are we right now? I actually wrote down all the notes so that I wouldn't get lost later, so that I didn't have to memorize all of them. Alright, we are on number 10. Okay. So here it is, our 40 jewels. Nice. Free jewels are always nice. I can't really complain because it's like they're giving you extra work to get extra jewels, which is super fine. But realistically, when you think about the time commitment, it's like 10 jewels extra for like 2 minutes. So if you make more than a dime like every 2 minutes, it might not honestly be worth your time, in my opinion anyways. If you're like a free-to-play player and you just want the jewels, or if you're not free-to-play and you just want the jewels, like, by all means, I totally endorse doing these. So this is the grassy area of Agrabah. There's only one grassy area of Agrabah, so this one's not too hard. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit up the desert here, and then we're just going to follow the footsteps. So there's some footsteps in the sand here, and you literally just follow them all the way until you hit the grassy area of the map. So we're going to keep following the footsteps, follow the footsteps. You don't have to follow the footsteps like I am now. I mean, you can just go left and right or wherever you want to go. I'm just following the footsteps because, like, I've had to run through this desert so many times on my free-to-play account in order to finish this that I'm just like, let's just follow the footsteps. Let's see if our feet are bigger than the feet of the guy who left these. Alright, so we're going to go up here, and we enter the grassy area. Now, it's going to be all the way on the left, or I'm sorry, on the right, on this island right here, right in between that little patch. Alright. Now we got to run back, run. I wish we had, like, a teleport feature here, just because, like, it's just so cumbersome to do all of this work. So we're going to run back. We are still running. Look at how much time we spend running. My avatar's thighs and calves better be like super ripped by the end of this. Like, he should be able to kick Heartless into the next century. That's how strong I want my avatar's legs to be after all this running. Whew. All right, we are still running. I'm glad I have some food and some drink on me right now, because, man, this takes a while. What are we at? We are at like 20 minutes of just running, and we knew exactly where to go too. So it's really just 20 minutes without any wandering. So if you have to wander, like, it could take even longer. So please, I really endorse the idea of just following this guide or following whatever guide you have online, just so that you don't have to waste time. I mean, if you want to wander, that's totally cool. I can respect that. Like, if you want to get to know the maps, because this is one of the few times that the map is entirely open, go ahead. Like, I definitely think that it's not really worth it to be familiar with the maps, because the game kind of guides you as to what parts of the maps are like relevant for your quest. But yeah, if you want to explore the map, by all means. Alright, so this is kind of a vague one. We've got some rocks, or I'm sorry, not rocks. We've got some wood, and we've got some water droplets. So, it ended up not being too hard, but again, you just got to know where to go. We're going to go to the bottom right here, and then we are going to follow this all the way down. Oh, wait, oops. We're going to follow this all the way down. Going to scoop around the side here. And then scoop one more time to the right. And it's going to be towards the top here. There it is. Alright. Not too bad, not too hard. So let's head back. Gonna go back up, swing around. See, it would be different if it's like you didn't have to do all this running and like you could save yourself the time, but you got to do all the extra running. Alright, and then we're gonna take out the shadow that's right here. Perfect. Easy. Alright, so where are we right now? We just finished quest 11, so that's 11 down and 28 to go. Oh my gosh. It's like I literally just did these on the free-to-play account, so I'm just like, oh gosh, to do it back to back is like taxing. Alright. So let's go ahead and move on to our next one. So we are going to be in the Coliseum this time. Now we've got the green background with like the little rocky patch here. So the green background indicates we are looking for the Sea of the Dead, which is going to be on the left. So it's indicated by the green doors, so that's not too hard to figure out. And of course, just like with the Cinderella quest, it is going to be at literally the farthest point that this game could make it be. So we're going to swing around, go down here. We're going to take the shortcut here and just cut through the winding pathway just so we can get there faster. And then we're going to hop through there, and it is going to be towards the top. There it is. Nice. Okay. Now we run all the way back again. We're going to go take our shortcut back. Start hopping, 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 hopping. All right. And then we're going to keep running back. Keep running back. I feel like to be familiar with the maps is only something you really get to do after you've played this game enough times, because like some quests don't really connect all the pieces of the map together. So you have to have really like just seen it multiple times, and even if you're not paying attention, like you kind of get like a good grasp of where things are. And that's why I was able to complete this like in a relatively short amount of time since the quest got released, because I kind of just had a feeling, or not really like a feeling, but I've seen the stages and the map so many times that it wasn't too hard to figure out where to go. So let's see, what are we on right now? We are on 16, which is Beast Castle. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this one wasn't too hard. If you look at the reflection on the floor, you can see that it's a piano. And in Beast Castle, there's only one room that has a piano in it. So we're going to go ahead and just beeline into the ballroom. We're going to go straight through here, up the top of the stairs. And it was on the leg of the piano, so right there. So that one, again, not too hard. It was kind of a giveaway that it was a piano leg, and that like immediately should have indicated you that it was going to be in the ballroom. All right, and then we're going to take out the shadow. Nice. Okay, so that's 13 down. Whew. Man, I'm starting to feel like the tired kicking. I'm not even the one running. My character's the one that's running. I'm starting to feel like tired from all of this. All right, so we move on to the next one. Maybe I'll make separate videos for the intermediate and then the expert and then the legendary, because these are just going to be so long. It's like almost like obnoxious. All right, so we're back to Cinderella's place, heading back to the Castle of Dreams. And so this one kind of tripped me up a little bit, but then I remembered from like the Union Cross missions that this is actually going to be the trees that are right outside the castle. So let's go ahead and do what the game wants us to do and spend copious amounts of time just going here and running through this pathway that literally is never ending. Like, I don't know why they designed this pathway to just be so long. All right, so we're gonna go around here. We are going to keep on running, keep on running, keep on running, keep on running, running. And we're running. You need you need to develop a super awesome like running, you know, mixtape for all the running you're gonna have to do for all these quests. So we're running. Are we almost there yet? Nope, we are not there yet. Man, I wonder if like Cinderella's horses were like tired after the amount of like legwork they had to do to get to the castle. Alright, so it's going to be up here. This one's kind of tricky just because it's actually on the lawn. It's not on the pathway itself. And I know that the pathway is kind of confusing because it makes it seem like you're not able to run on the lawn, but you totally are. Alright, so there it is. And let's see. Hopefully that piece of advice is actually useful for like Union Cross missions too, because some people try to find like objective enemies or like mission enemies that give you extra coins at the end, and sometimes they're just on the lawn and you don't realize you can run on the lawn. So hopefully some people realize after this that they could run on the lawn. Okay, so I think this is the last intermediate one, and then we can make a separate video for our expert and our legendary. Whew, so much running. Oh, my IRL calves are starting to hurt. Alright, so we keep on running. We are running. Someone should take like, oh man, I should have done this at the beginning. Someone take like a counter of how many times I'm gonna say the word run in this video, because it's probably like my #1 word here. So we just keep on going on this tremendously long pathway, and we finally come back to the house, and we take out our shadow and collect our 40 jewels. So we are officially halfway done, and I will make a separate video for the expert and the legendary ones, just because it's like, maybe you don't really need help with the first few. I mean, some of them were easy, some of them were not too easy. So it would look like less intimidating if the videos were in like smaller chunks versus huge giant chunks. So with that being said, I'm going to close this video out. This is the beginning and intermediate quests for the 2nd anniversary challenge. I'm going to take out this trident tail, and we will be right back. But if this is the only one you're watching, you know, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to throw them in the comments below, and I will try my best to answer. And that's it for this one. Until next time, everyone, take it easy.